Greetings all, shalom to all who believe. I just got up. Forgive me for my appearance, but this is my wake-up look, and I really wasn't planning on doing a video, but when I woke up there was two things on my mind, she knows, and a question that I have to ask, and I'm not going to even attempt a prayer here. This is going to be real short and real sweet, I hope, and hopefully I'll get back to bed here, but this thing was on my mind, and I really have to ask you all this, okay? There's so many people out there that's just running after prophecy, running after prophecy, running after prophecy. They're looking up this, they're looking up that, they're coming to find out that even, they may find out here shortly that even the feet, and, the legs are the statue that Nebuchadnezzar had saw there concerning Babylon, that was mixture of clay and iron. You'd see that Islam is actually the only ones that took over Babylon itself. If you look on the maps, you can see that even Greece or Rome, it was on the outside of Babylon, never did conquer it. I don't know why even. Prophecies. Okay, so it's Islam. Okay, that's who the feet is. It never was Rome. Those prophecies were spoke of hundreds of years ago. This was a prophecy about Daniel, and it said that it would be opened in the last days. Okay, so these hundreds of years old prophecies and all that stupid junk about Daniel, and things that he had spoken, supposedly figured out 300 years ago, and it's still doctrines that people are following after. You need to revamp things. The book of Daniel's may have been open in these last days. It's clear to see that Islam was the feet, and the legs, that's a mixture of clay and iron, and the reason I brought that part up is, it's a rabbit hole. It's a, prophecy in Matthew chapter 5 verse 17, okay, it says, "Do not even think that I came to do away with the laws or the prophets. I did not come to abolish them, but to fulfill." Now, most people take the laws and say you can't keep them. You got to have one of Zeus's 3 naked dancing daughters come over and sit on your lap, so you can sin. And then you can go to heaven. And the prophets, that he didn't come to do away with either. Boy, I'll tell you what, the religions and the churches hold on to these prophets, and they base their whole rapture and everything on these. And it's a rabbit hole, people. Please wake up. I just woke up, and this is on my mind. And I got to bring a video looking like I do, and I don't even care because I am exhausted. And it was the most joyous day I had yesterday of my entire life. And I'm not going to share it with anyone. I shared it with our Father through His Son and all the holy Malachim and the most wonderful person on the earth. But it was the greatest day. I'm exhausted. Things took place here that I'm not going to talk about right now, and it was just absolutely marvelous. The things that our King has said that, he did. He said that we would do and greater in these last days, and those things are already actually taking place, and it's wonderful. But people, prophecies, okay? People throw away the laws. They hold on to the prophets, and the prophets tell you to keep the 10 commandments. They tell you to keep the 613 give or take laws, and they also told you at the time before our King was born to put your full trust in our Creator. After our King was born, he laid his life down. He took it back up again. He shed his precious blood for you if you'll just do what he tells you to do, which is the 613 give or take laws, the 10 commandments, and to trust in him. See, after our King laid his life down and took it back up, the Father gave all things to his Son. his plan, everything, all authority was given to the Son. You can only have one ruler. Okay, you could only have one king. Our Creator is our Father, and He stepped down at this time, gave everything to the Son. And the Son is going to perfect us. He's going to bring forth those that He has chosen, and He's going to shape us, and He's going to mold us into what we need to be so we can help this number that no man can count that's going to come out shortly. Right now there's people that are hearing, and people are starting to wake up. But don't get off on these rabbit trails. Our King said He didn't come to do away with the law or the prophets. He didn't come to abolish but to fulfill, and they throw the laws away, say you can't keep them, and yet they're keeping most of them. They're not out there murdering and raping for the most part. They're not out there just murdering everybody. They're doing these things. And they say that they're not, and they say that it's evil and not to do it because they're confused. It's the devil's playground out there. They got idle. They started just listening to their preachers, and I'm telling you, man, prove out what I'm saying. I've got no notes here. I just got up, and I want to go to bed, but I got to tell you, these prophecies that they hold on to, they should have disregarded them for the most part and focused on the laws that our Messiah said, don't even think that I came to do away with the laws. He kept the laws. I mean, isn't it silly to think that He lived by every single word and He loved them enough that He laid His life down so that you could be forgiven for breaking them? And yet you say they're done away with? Shame on you people. Get your noses out of those prophecies. Don't worry about when you think this raptures are going to come and when that is going to hit and this and that. You need to start focusing. What if, here's my question, what if you have everything figured out 100%, down to the smallest detail? You're looking at the time and saying, "Whoop, here it is, 11:33. Well, 11:35, the earthquake's going to hit, and X amount of people's going to die, and this and that." And what if you got it all figured out? And you say, "Oh, look at what time it is. Yep, right on time. Here comes our King. Got the lightning from the east all the way to the west. Oh, there He is. He's on a cloud. Everyone can see Him. We got it all figured right out." But what about if you got it figured out and you don't even know what salvation is? You never put it to use. What if you got all the prophecies figured out? What if there's not an error on your part, and every date that you set for the rapture, it comes and takes your ass away? It doesn't mean you're going to have salvation, because you did away with the laws when He said, "Do not think." Don't even contemplate it. Don't let it enter your mind. So please consider those things, my friend. I mean, salvation's simple. Keep the 10 Commandments. The only way you can keep them 10 Commandments is by keeping and upholding maybe less laws. Well, there is less laws you have to follow to drive your car to the store and back. Okay? Because if they put up a new sign or anything, okay, you'd have to remember that law for that sign. I mean, how many different signs do you know of? Those are all laws that you follow. Do you rape anybody? Do you murder? Do you steal? Well, you may. Stop it. Okay? Just stop it and get out of them rabbit holes. It don't matter if you got it figured out. I mean, if you knew that our King was coming back, and he still got 5 months, man, at least, because those little critters ain't biting you on your ass, stinging you, tormenting you for 5 months. Our King will come back after that. You got at least 5 months, so get your nose out of the prophecies and put them into making yourself presentable before our King. Alright, now with that said, I love you guys. I hate what you do unless you're repenting. And if you're repenting, I love you guys. And now you know what I look like when I just get up. And I'm not going to show you, but I'm going to just go back. And hopefully I can get me some refreshments here in my sleep, maybe even dream. But I'll be praying for y'all before I hit the sack here. May y'all be blessed. Stop those rabbit trails, man. Start doing the things that when it does finally come about as you think it may, and it may not anyway, at least have your salvation worked out. It says that we each have to work out our own salvation. If Father Abraham was here, and Moshe was here, and Isaac, and Yosef, and even Yahshua himself, like it talked about in Luke 16 with the rich man and Lazarus. If you don't believe Moshe and the prophets, you're not going to believe a guy if he comes back from the dead. Well, guess who came back from the dead? I mean, read the thing. It's not talking about heaven, hell, and purgatory, for crying out loud. I mean, and if there was, how can you believe there's a hell, for crying out loud, and yet think that there's no sin, that the laws are done away? Why is Satan going to go to hell if the laws don't matter? Look up common sense in the scriptures and get wise and stop doing the things that you're doing, man. Let's stop these wars and start learning how to love one another, respect one another, build each other up. Let me sleep. I love y'all. See y'all, and shalom to you who believe. Bye.